FM and 87.7 FM. This hour of Sports 56 Happy Hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Check it out right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, and now,
the 3-time sexiest man in Millington, Johnny Harden.
Hello, and happy Tuesday? It is Sports 56 Happy Hour. It's your good buddy Johnny Radio. Gabe Coons in the house. You got Gabe Coon for a long time, by the way, today. Him and Eli just tore up middays. Peter, CJ, and Rack City was back today as Zach tore it up earlier on Sports 56 mornings. And make sure if you missed anything, you catch us all on the podcast. Don't forget Sports 56 WHBQ. We're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, Instagram, and of course the Family Leisure Studios has, man, look, can I just tell you, we look pretty good, don't we? Family Leisure, they make your house look amazing. And with COVID-19 going down, think about this. With 2020 going down, maybe you don't want somebody up in your backyard. Maybe this year you chilling out. Well, you can save now on your 2021 swimming pool. That's right. Buy now at 2020 pricing. Have them come out and be the first to install in 2021. Talk about win-win situation. Family Leisure, 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. And they give you the Family Leisure Studios where me and Gabe are going to rock the catwalk today. I got to say, I was listening to Middays at the end, them talking about all those great Steelers. Damn, that was hard. I got to say, though, man, y'all did a great job. Eli dropping in the blunt man, talking about the Browns, talking about, the best, Thomas, Big Joe. And I'm thinking about Jonathan Ogden. I'm thinking about he's up there with my man out of Ohio State who played it for the Rams.
Orlando Pace.
Thank you.
Look. Joe Thomas, if
why
he
was
would
I
have
getting slapped by that?
I have no idea.
Orlando Pace,
if Joe Thomas,
Jonathan Ogden, Joe Thomas, all three of those guys right now, just realistically,
top
who would
three.
you pick?
I'd pick personally Orlando
it's
Pace.
Tough one, isn't it?
But I'm gonna be honest,
I'd take
man.
Orlando probably.
If Joe Thomas would have been on a good team, he would be considered the best.
See, that's
of all
the thing
time.
that helps out, by the way. And the Rams teams were awesome. Marshall Faulk doing his thing. But what I'm saying is, you also got to think about Jonathan Ogden. Jamal Lewis, how many yards did he run through when Jonathan Ogden was there? They got the big Super Bowl ring. Ogden was the best left tackle in football when he took, I think, what was it, Trent Dilfer to a Super Bowl? It wasn't Joe Flacco, dadgummit, was it? Wasn't it Dilfer? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. He's he's just a different beast. But I loved listening to y'all talk about that. I wanted to ask you, is Trent Williams, is he as good of as a player as he thinks he is? Did the Redskins basically make a huge mistake by letting somebody like Trent Williams go? Because we don't talk about left tackles and letting people go and maybe making a mistake. Do you know what I'm saying? But do you wonder that, with Dwayne Haskins and everything, would you have kept Trent Williams around even if he was mad? Would you had Ron Rivera in there talking to him, or was he already a lost cause, Gabe?
You had to drop the contract. You're not winning anything anytime soon. So a left tackle, what's he going to do for you? Like we see with Joe Thomas. That's all I can say about that. Right? So it's drop that contract.
That's
but
hard.
at the same time, no, Trent Williams is really
but
good.
He really is.
He's all that.
So he's going to be, when he goes to San Francisco, does he make Joe, he makes porn star Jimmy look so much better.
He's stepping in for a Hall of Famer as well in Joe Staley. So you got to understand who he's stepping in there for.
Okay. See,
Do I think he's better than Joe Staley at this moment? Yes.
Why you got an offensive lineman in here doing your show, man? Because he makes a lot of sense, dude. You're right. He is stepping in to Kyle Shanahan's offense, but the left tackle that he's replacing is Joe Staley. Now, Joe Staley might have been on at the end of his career, but again, what did you just say? He'd be a what?
Who?
Joe.
Hall of Famer.
First? Second?
We'll see. Hall of Famer.
See.
Hall of Famer's a Hall of Famer.
Now, I do have to say, Trent Williams, at his age, does he not look like he's projecting on that route? If he goes to a San Francisco, let's say Jimmy G and Kyle Shanahan, they get, let's just say honestly, porn star Jimmy, Kyle Shanahan, their wide receivers, that defense, and you add Trent Williams to replace Joe Staley. That offensive lineman, heck, they lost to Forrest Buckner. They replace him. You got to admit, John Lynch has done a hell of a job at being he's like a Ozzie Newsome type general manager. Let's be realistic. I know it's early and he doesn't have any hardware yet, but he's come in there and they've gone from, 2-14, 1-15, basically bums, to sniffing at the Super Bowl, and then Patrick Mahomes has decided to show him why he got $450 million yesterday. Wow, we're going to talk about that and more. But I just had to mention, love listening to Middays, love listening to Sports 56 mornings. If you miss any of that stuff, they have great conversation constantly going. Russell Copeland's going to join us at 1:30. Hardenwood, because damn it just feels so good. And I'm not going to lie to y'all. I always have to tell y'all the straight up truth. I got some funny Hardenwood stories. I got crazy Patrick Mahomes stuff. I got tallest players in the NFL during Hardenwood, which is pretty interesting. Some of their stories. I have a liquor store employee, by the way. I don't know if you know what the liquor store employee did, but it's just damn crazy. Thank you, 6 bottles of Dom Perignon. We'll talk about that at 2:30. Don Terry Poe, a Memphis Tiger, standing up to Jerry Jones, saying he's going to kneel during the national anthem. We'll talk about that with, of course, Russell Copeland. But we have so many things to get to. President Trump. Hey, guess what? Did you know Major League Baseball finally gave us a damn schedule? Did you know that?
Yeah.
Holy cow, first week. I told y'all we're going to have Cole against Max Scherzer in the nation capital. That will be the first game. At least they told us that part. That is still true. July 23rd, which is a Friday. Yankees
real quick.
At Nationals, 6 p.m. Central Time.
Then Giants-Dodgers. Why are they wasting?
Yes, good job.
Why are they wasting a day? You have 66 days to get in 60 games.
By the
Play
way, can I just
games.
ask you a question?
Play games.
Has baseball ever done anything that looks to you that's been educated?
You have a great point.
Thank you. The 24th on television, when everybody and their grandmother's playing, they got 3 games starting at 3 p.m. Central. Braves, Mets, Brewers, Cubs at 6 p.m. Central. And then, of course, the Angels and the Athletics at 9 p.m. Central. So you have some great baseball on that Saturday as well. And then on the Sunday, first Sunday night baseball on July 25th of the year. They're going to do a doubleheader starting at 6 p.m. Central with the Braves and the Mets on ESPN, followed by the Giants at the Dodgers. So we got scheduling. We've got baseball. I think. I'm praying. But we also have to be realistic, and I'm going to tell Gabe right before we go to the leadoff because it's great. Damn it, dude. You look at what Shelby County Schools put out, iPads to everybody. Kids are going to stay in the rooms. Teachers are the ones that are going to make the rounds, pushing all this stuff back, trying to talk to a coach. By the way, do you know that trying to talk to a high school coach right now feels like you're trying to talk to a college coach? They avoid you like the plague.
And real quick, they did close bars in Shelby County as well, so everything will be closed at 10 p.m.
Oh, I was going to actually be a jerk and tell them that at Hardenwood, but I have to say something, man. Yeah, if you miss it this morning, because I went, I was like, honey, does that mean I need to run a liquor store right this minute? She's like, no, finish your coffee. Oh, I love her. But I will tell you one thing. I love all of y'all. And without my good friend Chad Gatlin at MemphisFarmers.com, none of this happens. Auto, home, life, business, no matter what you get yourself into, or no matter what you buy or what you care about, or if you have children or a wife, if you love, there's only one place to go. For the things you love and the things you care about, you got to protect them. Go to MemphisFarmers.com. See my friend Chad Gatlin. Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to lie to you. When you go to Memphis Farmers, I've never understood this. I understand his dad and his mom named him his His good name is Daniel Gatlin, and it's even on his, farmer's thing. But his friends call him Chad. So if you call 901-235-1176, that's 901-235-1176, and you just say, hey, what's up, Chad? He's going to know you got it from me. So just call your local farmer's agent right here from Memphis, Bartlett, and Shelby County, 901-235-1176, or go to memphisfarmers.com, and let's do the leadoff.
All right, I promise we're going to talk about Mahomes' contract because we're going to do it at the end of this.
So much
we're going to do it at the end of this. I know you have a very interesting take on that. So all those people out there listening, you're not going to want to miss that. Now, players will be allowed to pick from a list of phrases in the NBA. Originally, we thought that they would be able to put anything as far as social justice goes on their back. And Mike Scott sounded off on this. Obviously, he plays for the 76ers, and he calls it a bad miss. This is the quote. They gave us some names and phrases to put on the back of jerseys. That was terrible. It was just a bad miss, a bad choice. They didn't give players a chance to voice our opinions on it. They gave us a list to pick from, so that was bad. That was terrible. Now, contrary to what he says, the NBA Players Association actually agreed upon choices that were. They didn't vote. Ooh. They didn't take a vote from everybody, but the Players Association did agree upon it. And some of these choices were Black Lives Matter, say their names, vote, I can't breathe, justice, peace, equality, freedom, enough, power to people, justice now. There's a few more. But I want to know, is Mike Scott being overly dramatic, or should the NBA have allowed more freedom with these messages?
I'm going to straight up tell you I'm going back to steal some of what Gabe Kuhn said, but I'm going to steal from somebody who's basically, I don't understand how this happened. I do have to admit, when he was an Oklahoma City Thunder person back in, what was that, 2011, 2010-ish, through, was it 2015? I couldn't stand Kendrick Perkins, if you didn't know who I'm talking about. KP. A guy who used to drive me and Grizzlies fans crazy. Why? Because he was rough, he was tumble, and he didn't play no damn games. He was a physical beast, and it was hard to go against him. But this guy's been he came in the league at 19 years old with Boston, finished when he was 33 years old with Cleveland. He had a beautiful, beautiful career. And by the way, this is something that I never thought I would say. Everything I'm about to tell you, I'm stealing from Kendrick Perkins. Okay? He said, basically, Mike, why don't you do me a favor? Shut up and call Michelle Robinson or Chris Paul or your Players Association. It was voted on with Adam Silver, Chris Paul, and Michelle Robinson in the room. Why the hell weren't you in the room?
Roberts,
thank you, whatever. Yes, thank you. You're right, Roberts. Dude, I did write Robert's son, so I'm an idiot. Thank you.
Regardless.
I just had to look at it to see if I made a complete... Yeah, I did. I wrote Robertson. Michelle Roberts. But Chris Paul, Michelle Roberts, Adam Silver, they're in the room. Mike, where were you? Mike, you weren't in the room. So if you really have a problem with this, why didn't you show up? Because those are open to all the players. Like, any of the players can show up. Did you know that? That's what Kendrick Perkins said on national television today, because I watched it. And he said, Mike, you going out there and doing this makes what they say on the back of the jersey look less to people who don't know what's going down, when they had something beautiful that they were going to do. And the only reason they wanted to have it approved, because they didn't want you to put something like, listen, I hate to say it, we do have 19-year-old kids in this league or something like that. Sometimes kids put something stupid, and they just wanted to make sure nobody put something like, heck, who was it that you would never think is having to apologize like a madman because it's something they tweeted
Ja Morant.
out? Yeah, no, Ja had to too. But no, it's even worse than that. Who was it?
Oh, Deshaun Jackson today.
Oh, Deshaun Jackson, yeah, dude. And he's been in the league for how long? You think he would step in it like he did? That's why the National Basketball Players Association got together with, by the way, Breathe Again, who Dwight Howard's going to donate his salary to, Adam Silver and the owners, and they came on all these names that they thought were not, again, they're not approved. They were names they thought would be thought-provoking, would be, how did they word it? Thought-provoking, could bring about change, would matter. And then Mike Scott, I hate to say this, when you come out there and throw this in the media, you make a bad miss. And Kendrick Perkins, I wish everybody could have heard him because he slapped Mike Scott basically down. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't you make less, don't go show up to your meeting and shut up, Mike Scott, because if you really cared about what's going on, your butt would have been at the meeting and you'd actually know why it is they did this instead of going out there and basically tooting your own damn horn.
Not to mention, there's 30
Kendrick
plus.
Perkins
There's
can
30.
say it, by the way.
There's 30 plus different phrases that they agreed upon. There's several things you could put on the back of your jersey. And again, these are your fellow players agreeing upon these, and you could have been there. So
and again,
I
didn't show up, and you came out.
I knew there would be, and with even with the best things in the world, the best sort of messages you can send, there's going to be negative attention around at some point, and I think Mike Scott has shown that. But I don't know
can I say something?
how much it's warranted.
If you're at home watching us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, or Instagram, this is what Chris Paul, LeBron, Miss Michelle Roberts are doing, going, just damn, kid. Are you kidding me? Why? You know what I'm saying? Because now that has become the lead story, and that's BS.
It's when you're trying to put the power in your players' hands, and they don't appreciate it. But
yep. Kendrick Perkins, by the way, I'm sorry, man.
Kendrick Perkins
is just dropping bombs on folks. He dropped it on Kyrie. He dropped it on Mike Scott. I'm going to tell you something, man. Kendrick's becoming one of my favorite people on planet Earth.
He does not hold back words.
No, he
at
doesn't.
all.
And I love it. I'm getting where I just love him.
Now let's get to some NFL. The NFLPA and the NFL have met to talk about how they can restart the league, get into facilities, do things of this nature. Now, the NFLPA president, the new one, he was just voted on, J.C. Tretter.
Brand new.
O-lineman, O-line love. Good job, J.C.
Yeah.
He wrote in a blog post, and he said that the NFL is, quote, unwilling to prioritize player safety and believes that the virus will bend to football, end quote. Is it possible to make football safe, given the players' climate, or given the climate of what the pandemic is right now?
Now, I've heard it's possible to, jump off a Niagara or go down Niagara Falls in a barrel and survive, but I sure as hell ain't going to try it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand. And I feel like I'm being such a jerk because you don't think that I need some NFL and college football? You don't think this station, Sports 56, 96.1, 87, you don't think that all these people need jobs? You don't think we all need this? Hell yes. Do I want it? Oh my God, yes. Am I praying for it? Absolutely. I'm holding on to hope like I've never held on to anything in my entire life. But do I think it's going to be safe for those playing? No, that's why I said I don't mind if they're getting paid versus the college kids, if you know what I mean. That's why I'm like, I look at the college game and say, we can't put them in a bubble, yo. I don't know how to protect the young kids, but I will tell you one thing. The professional athletes who get paid a lot, if they want to do it, hey, have at it. You're professional athletes. You're adults. You have an opportunity to say yay or nay. It's a free market. This isn't communism. It's capitalism. And if they say no, they say no. I'm going to wait till next year. Cool. They say yay. Guess what? I can't complain. And I can only go on air and finally talk about scores and what's going on in the field, and I can be happy. But I will tell you this. I know a lot of people might not understand this because you'll say, oh, well, it doesn't hurt people as younger or whatever. No, it does. But again, paid professionals is one thing. Students and children is another. I'm all for people going to Fight Island. I'm all for golfers. I'm all for baseball. I'm all for the NBA. I'm all for the NFL. Let's give it a damn try. Now, the NFL knows, just like their players, their new Players Association, Mr. JC, knows there's no way in hell it can be, quote, safe. It's impossible. Not for its fans, not for its coaches. I mean, again, it's not just the players, but think about the damn coaching staff. I mean, you got some that are young, then the other ones that are geriatric. Let's be real. So, again, is it safe? No. But you know what? They get paid a hell of a lot of money. If they want to rock, I'm down with them to rock. And guess what? If they want to stay home, I will not come on this air and make fun of them at all. I will respect their decision.
This is something to keep your eye on because the NFL and NFLPA have met, and both sides are worried about different things. The Players Association, as they should, is worried about health and safety. The NFL, the owners, they're worried about the economics. Mm-hmm. So that's something to definitely keep your eye on. It's going to be very curious coming down the pipeline. Now, yesterday, the biggest story, Pat Mahomes. 10 years, $450 million, and it could be worth up to $503 million. I want to know your thoughts on the deal.
Golly, I got so many thoughts on the deal that I'm going to have to come back on the other side of the break because it's like 2 pages. And that means if that's 2 pages on a piece of paper, that's like 10 pages to a normal person's brain because you can't read my stuff. It's just like scribble for my brain to work. Trust me. Like, I mean, you've seen it. Nobody can. It's like hieroglyphic / I don't even know what the hell that is. I can't even read it, but it works for me. But I will tell you one thing. We're coming back with Russell Copeland. We're going to talk all about Patrick Mahomes. I'm going to freak you out because I'm going to tell you about the television contract situation. I'm going to tell you about Deshaun Watson, Dak Prescott. I can't even talk now. I'm going to tell you about everybody that's going down and what's going up. I'll tell you about Super Bowl profits over the last few years. And again, I got the numbers for Fox, NBC, CBS, and then I also have to tell you about how ABC is trying to get back in the game with Disney. And again, the current contract runs through the 2021 season, runs out for 2022, and we talk about they believe that everybody's going to double what they pay. Well, first I'll tell you what they already pay per game or per season. And then I'll tell you what people are projecting them that they're going to pay. And then I have to also tell you another thing. There's another sneak attack from, quote, what do we call them? Disney, what do you call them? Disney, ESPN, ABC, all snuck in there together because they're trying to sneak in there together to get a Super Bowl on ESPN and, of course, their sister station, ABC. And that's Disney, they swing one hell of a stick. And if they jump into this bad boy, the numbers are going to get ridiculous. So the amount of numbers that could go up, you're going to sit there and say, Patrick Mahomes, 10 years. Were you smart or were you stupid? Well, guess what? We're going to find out in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Don't you dare touch that dial. I'll be right back. Sports 56. Russell Copeland is joining us on the other side. 96.1, 87.7 FM.
Want to get your voice heard? Hit us up on the First Bank phone line or First Bank text line.
It may not be stomach issues.
For me, it's intense gas, or pain, or diarrhea, sometimes all at once, over and over.
I spent years with the symptoms, but could never figure it out.
No matter what I did, they never went away. So I decided to break it down for my doctor and get really specific about my symptoms.
We discovered that exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, may be the reason for my stomach issues.
EPI is caused by my pancreas. It leads to diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools. The symptoms just don't go away.
But EPI can show up with even one symptom.
The good news? EPI is manageable.
But to get to the right diagnosis, you have to break it down for your doctor and get specific about the severity of your symptoms.
Visit identifyepi.com to learn more and use the symptom checker to help change the conversation with your doctor. Brought to you by AbbVie.
I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses will buy a house in any area, in any condition, and yes, it's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your home quickly, call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, I Buy Houses can get you your money quickly. I Buy Houses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen, 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses.
This Wednesday, CBS brings you the new reality competition series, Tough as Nails. 12 hardworking Americans will battle it out on real job sites. Who's the toughest of them all? Find out on Tough as Nails, new series, Wednesday, 8/7 Central on CBS or on demand.
You can get podcasts of all our daily shows and all of our biggest interviews delivered right to your inbox just by signing up at sports56whpq.com. It's the best way to stay informed on what's going on in sports, and it's brought to you by Surfacapes Concrete Floors. Garage, restaurants, office, retail, and industrial floors, Surfacapes does them all, as well as pool decks. Call 901-888-5000 or go to surfacapes.com. Get full shows and the best interviews from Sports 56 delivered straight to your inbox. Sign up at sports56whpq.com.
Chad Gatlin is your Mid-South Farmers agent, and he's easy to find. Just go to memphisfarmers.com to get a fast quote or call his office at 901-237-1176. And during this wild time we're all facing, know Chad has you covered. Whether you need to file a claim, get a quote, or just talk about what he can do to give you the absolute best coverage at the best price, Chad is a Memphis man and knows the area and that everyone is different, and he will work to make sure you have everything you need and nothing you don't. Get a fast quote at memphisfarmers.com or call 901-235-1176.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. Show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. For if we don't find
the next whiskey bar,
I tell you we must die.
man, I'm telling you, nobody's going to die if you're Patrick Mahomes. In fact, I saw something hilarious that was going around, Gabe Kuhn. It looked like a, how do I put this? I think it was a Trojan and a what was it? What do they call those? A bobby pin?
Yeah, bobby pin.
Bobby pin. And then they just said, on top of it, Patrick Mahomes' girlfriend. And every single one, never mind, but don't worry about it. I
didn't know you were going to bring that to the air today.
Yeah, I had to. That's hilarious, bro.
All right.
That was hilarious. Sports 56 Happy Hour. We are locked. We are loaded on this beautiful Tuesday. I got my good friend Russell Copeland joining me right now. If you're Patrick Mahomes, you've got to be celebrating. But I'm also going to ask and talk to a lot of people, and especially a good friend Russell Copeland. And I've done probably way too much studying on this and thinking about who this really helps out. And again, it's hard to tell a man, don't lock up a guaranteed $140 million. That is hard to tell any man. But damn, he did a 10-year extension. But for the first 3 years, he ain't even going to make more than Teddy Bridgewater is this year. Did you look at the contract? Yes, it's $140 million guaranteed with a possibility of 500. And what was it, 503? 503 total $1 million. Man, that's a lot of money. But that's, again, if he does 12 years. But then I also have to talk to you about the current TV contracts. How right now Fox for Thursday night games is paying $660 million. NBC for Sunday night games is paying $950 million. CBS pays $1 billion for the noon game. Fox pays $1 billion for the noon games. And guess what? Add another $1.5 billion from AT&T and another $1.5 billion from Direct. Comcast is cheap because they're in there somehow. I don't get it. But anyway, they are saying all of these people are going to double win 2022. Again, Patrick Mahomes does not make any more than Teddy Bridgewater over the next 3 years. So when he finally does get $45 million a year, which is in 3 years, when he gets $45 million a year, which is the highest amount of any quarterback in history, he won't get it for 3 seasons. Now, I'm kind of curious. You think he's going to be the highest paid person in the NFL in 3 years? With Deshaun Watson, Dak Prescott, Lamar Jackson, all these people coming up? I absolutely do not. And I will tell you why, for many, many, many reasons. But before I do, I'm bringing in my very good friend, Russell Copeland. Cope! I got to ask you something, man. Again, I could never tell a man to turn down a contract like that. But do you wonder, because you played it at the University of Memphis and then you were blessed enough to go into the National Football League? But if you were, and let's just be real, if Patrick Mahomes is a once-in-a-world type talent and he left so much on the table, at least that I see, maybe he wants to be more like Tom Brady. Maybe he wants to win Super Bowls. And if he does that, by the way, and he is as talented as everybody says and he stays healthy and he gets his $503 million and wins all these Super Bowls, we won't even talk about it because he'll make so much money. He'll be like, I mean, if he gets 5 Super Bowls, he's already got 1. If he gets to 5 more and he's GOAT style in the next 12 years, we won't even talk about this. We'll be like, this is amazing. But 76 touchdowns, 18 interceptions, 24-7, already in a Super Bowl MVP, already a Super Bowl champ. Only lost 1 game in the playoffs in his entire career. That was to Tom Brady, and that was because they didn't get the deadgum flip. I don't know. I look at him and say to myself, I can't believe how big the contract is. That is, again, until I looked at how much money the NFL is actually making and how much the salary cap is going to go up, they say, in the next 3 years. Now, these are projections. So I'm going to ask you, Russell, did he do the right thing or the wrong thing?
I think the contract is an outstanding contract, and the reason why I say that, I think is best for both Patrick Mahomes and also for the team. You know, you look at those big numbers, how many of those numbers are really realistic compared to will he play out the entire deal? And as you mentioned before, there's going to be some other players that's going to ink some deals based off this deal. I think in reality, I think it's more of a 6-year deal, maybe $180 million, around $180 to $185 million. I think he'll probably play 2 to 3 years of this contract, and they'll restructure the contract, and then
yeah, they
again,
probably
the market
will.
The market then will be reset. So when you look at what Patrick Mahomes has done, it's been, remarkable. It's been outstanding. But I think he's getting paid. He's getting an outstanding contract. But he also gets a chance to kind of keep some of that nucleus together. And as you mentioned with Tom Brady, to try to go out and win, another Super Bowl or perhaps multiple Super Bowls. But I love the contract. And what it has actually done, guys, it has actually set the market up for Dak Prescott, for Deshaun Watson,
sure
for Lamar
has.
Jackson.
Ooh.
And all of the other young quarterbacks, when you look at, they have to play. They have to ball, of course, but I'm just going to throw some names out. You look at Baker Mayfield, you look at Josh Allen, you look at Sam Darnold, you look at Daniel Jones with the Giants, Kyler Murray, and also Gardner Minshew for the Jaguars. So it sets the market for those young players, but also there are players that have just recently got contracts, the $100 million players, that still will be young enough to be able to still gain from this contract, such as Derek Carr, such as Russell Wilson, such as Jimmy G, such as Matthew Stafford, Carson Wentz, Jared Goff. So it's an unprecedented contract, but I think it sets the market very high for the quarterback position, not only for the top-tier quarterbacks, but for the medium quarterbacks as well.
But I also think that there's a lot of things that he also did where I don't know if he did it strategically, because I think everybody, to be honest with you, I'm going to tell you one thing. I think unequivocally he did this strategically. The fact that it's so cap fit friendly for the next 3 seasons, exactly. I think, and the fact that he didn't tie any of this to cap percentage, I think is so huge for Kansas City. And again, I've already talked about how the TV contracts are going to go up, up, up. But for the first 3 seasons, this isn't going to affect them more than adding Teddy bleeping Bridgewater. So you know what that means? Tyreek Hill, That means Superman. That means hell adding my man in the backfield from LSU, Clyde Edward-Helaire. You know what I'm saying? Just what all the pieces they got. They need a left tackle. They need you know what? They need Chris. Somebody else needs a little money. Heck, we're gonna give them some cash because guess what? Patrick over the next 3 seasons, he's not making much of a blip at all. Now it ain't like Lamar Jackson next season or the season after that if Baltimore doesn't lock him up for more because my goodness, him and Dak. He's basically making Dak Prescott money until Dak this year on the franchise tag, but. Mahomes, his deal, I have not seen anybody do something so friendly towards the team. Do you think that he got a taste of winning the Super Bowl and he's like, damn, I want more of that?
Of course, but also when you look at, from his representatives and from himself, he still has $141.5 million guaranteed.
Guaranteed. That is true. That is true.
So he has $141 million guaranteed. So let's put that guaranteed money over here and says, let's not look at what he's making per year. He has $141 million guaranteed.
Hey.
So with that being said, he's good. Now he gets a chance to keep his team together. He gets a chance to get some pieces on defense. He gets a chance to do some things on the offensive line because let's be honest, you're never going to keep every piece of the puzzle every year, but you want to be able to keep the nucleus. And right now they have a defensive tackle in Chris that wants to get his money. So hopefully he'll be able to get some of this money.
Yep.
And you'll be able to keep your defensive line that's intact. But I love the contract from both sides of it. I don't think Patrick Mahomes went out and just said, "Hey, man, give me $300 million guaranteed right now." It's not like
he didn't put a gun to their head either, and he also didn't say, "I want $50 million up front right now" either. Again, the next 3 years is so friendly.
Exactly.
I thought it was again. I really look at him and think to myself, man, that he's 24-7, 76 touchdowns, 18 interceptions. Looks like the greatest thing that we've ever seen. Better than Dan Marino. You mix Dan Marino's arms and Steve Young's legs, and you put them together, and it's like you have Patrick Mahomes, but he's also better. You know what I mean? He's just better.
Man, he's one of those quarterbacks guys when I look at him, and as a wide receiver, man, you love a great quarterback that can move around the pocket, that can improvise and do the things he does. But he has a lot of great quarterbacks. A little bit of all those quarterbacks.
He does, doesn't he?
I see some Brett Favre even when he's scrambling around. He throws the ball, against his body. He throws the ball left-handed. He throws the ball underhanded. He does a lot of improvisation. And
he has fun.
He's really smart, like Peyton Manning. He's very intelligent.
He's very intelligent.
He on the bench, 1 year. Has a strong arm like Brett Favre. He doesn't throw interceptions such as Brett. He
has a rubber arm, kind of like Jeff George, but he actually knows where the hell it's going because, you'd see Jeff George do some crazy things back in the day, but Jeff George wasn't a winner. He wasn't Patrick Mahomes, but, dude, he had a rocket, but, damn, he didn't exactly know where it was going all the damn time. If Patrick Mahomes wants to let it go, Patrick Mahomes has a rocket, but the thing is, Patrick Mahomes knows where that ball's going.
And also, we can – as far as the physicality, you mentioned Jeff George, but I don't know if Jeff George had the leadership qualities that Patrick Mahomes had. That's what's so great about this young man. This young man has great leadership qualities. You look at him, interacting with his teammates, they love him. You look at his coaching staff, they love him. He goes out, you don't see him having tirades on the sideline. He goes up, he uplifts everybody, and he comes back and wins games. And that Super Bowl, he didn't play his best first half. I think he played the best football the last 8 or 9 minutes of that football game or the fourth quarter. So this is a young man that shows you that he can handle adversity. He can be a leader. He goes back to the sideline after he throws the interception and says, "It's my bad. Come on, guys, we're going to win this game." That goes a long way when you add all of those intangibles together, especially the physicality, and he has the mental aspect and the leadership qualities. This is why this young man here is the highest paid quarterback, and guess what? The sky's the limit for him if he can stay injury-free.
Now, Russell, I got to say, because you're exactly 100% right in everything that you said. And we've talked about him for a little bit and for a while, but deservingly so. The dude is kind of he's basically a beast among beasts. He's one of the best I've ever seen in my entire life. Now, I want to talk to you about something because me and you were kind of joking around, and I was texting back and forth with you earlier, and we talked last week about, who's going to have a better year, Cam or Brady. In all actuality, if if Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, if Andy Reid puts everything together, and if Patrick Mahomes is ready to rock and roll like he was last year, the only team that I feel like can even mess with him might be Baltimore because of Lamar Jackson and because he is a difference maker. And by the way, speaking of another person that's got leadership skills, I feel like he's the only person that might. Like, I just don't even feel like the Bucs realistically have a chance. I don't think like the Patriots realistically have a chance, even with Cam. And I look at Jimmy G, the addition of Trent Williams, man, that might give them a chance because it has a left tackle that you add to a great defense and a great offense, and you got Kyle Shanahan, calling the plays. You never know what could happen. But I realistically think it's Baltimore, maybe San Francisco. But outside of that, I just look at like this bad boy is Kansas City's all the way. And so we were talking about some of the best of the best. Now, the reason I bring this up is because Herschel Walker, I don't think he's going to take it. And I brought this up because he's now, he's 58 years old. Did you know that? I couldn't.
I know he was up there. I didn't know he was actually 58.
58 years old. And I was looking this up. The reason I looked this up is because he was wanting to fight somebody in the MMA thing. And they were basically kind of like, yo, you're 2-0 and now you are 58. You know what I mean? Like God forbid, we don't want to do anything. And yes, at 53 years old, you beat the tar out of some dude. 48 years old, you KO'd a guy in the first round, the first fight he ever was in. Herschel Walker was in the bobsled. He was probably the greatest Georgia player ever. He had a pretty decent, professional career. Wasn't quite what it was. But out of athletes from beginning to the end, I mean, the guys, again, he knocked a dude out in the first round at 48 years old in MMA. He was in an Olympics. He was a world-class athlete at Georgia, played pro ball. Like, is Herschel Walker just one of the greatest athletes, period, like when it comes to playing any sports? Or we got to look at maybe Deion, Bo Jackson, and maybe Bo Jackson didn't burn as long, but damn, he burned bright. Like, what do you think, Russell?
Well, Herschel is definitely a phenom. I mean, there's no question about it. 50 years old, he's still in remarkable shape. But you talk about great athletes. Of course, I think about Bo, and I think about primetime Deion Sanders. But when you look at Bo, of course, longevity has a lot to do with it, and I think that's why that puts Herschel Walker so far up this ladder is because he's been doing other sports and he's been relatively healthy and still been doing some things. At 58 years old, man, you're talking about, a very contact sport. You're really looking at street fighting, man. You're looking at everything goes when you come to fight. And for him at 58 and able to compete at a very high level, that's really saying a lot. And when I looked at Deion Sanders, I think when you ran track in college at a very high level, you played baseball in college at a very high level, one of the best defensive backs that we've ever seen. And he comes to the National Football League and plays in a World Series and also plays in a football game.
Goes to the Super Bowl. Yeah, dude. That's something you gotta like. A lot of people don't realize what he did with the Braves, and then what he did, even heck with the day with the Yankees, and then everything he did from going from Dallas back to San Francisco, back to Dallas, basically giving people Super Bowl rings. Remember that when it was like, "Pay me."
Yeah, so as far as phenoms, those guys, come to mind. When I think about two-sport athletes, when I think about athletes that play at a high level, at a later age, Deion was playing defensive back for the Ravens after retirement at 37 years old. Mm-hmm. I just think that Bo could have probably set the bar so high.
I do too.
And even after the injury, he comes back with a hip replacement and still has a pretty solid, baseball career. So, you think of great athletes, you got to think about Michael Phelps, guys like that, individual players when you look at what Tiger was able to do. So you have to throw those in, but I think individual sports, and then you look at team sports, I think when you take a team player and he's such a phenomenon player, I think that sets some things aside from an individual player. Individual player is in a category by themselves, man. When you look at the Carl Lewises, when you look at the Usain Bolts, like I mentioned, Michael Phelps, the Jesse Owens. When you look at those type of players there, those are individual accomplishments, and that puts them at a whole total different bracket as far as a team athlete that's a phenom.
Now, has anybody else, I mean, because we talked about, Herschel Walker, dude's done MMA, he's 2-0, he's been an Olympic athlete, one of the greatest football players ever at Georgia, if not the greatest ever at Georgia, played in, the USFL and the NFL. But has anybody else played in a Super Bowl and a World Series other than Deion Sanders? I mean, I love Bo, and I think he would have been the greatest if he didn't destroy his hip, and maybe if medical science was farther ahead and could have, helped him, where he was back then. But heck, Bo was so strong, he basically pulled his hip out of place when the dude was trying to tackle him. But Deion is the only person that I know, period. He has 2 Super Bowl rings, and I know he has a National League Championship ring, and they lost in the World Series he played in, but he played in a World Series and has 2 Super Bowl rings.
I think when it comes to prime time, I think for a lot of people, you either love him or you hate him. And I think the way he carried himself on the field, he's dancing and doing those things. A lot of people, such as myself, we love that it's entertainment, but some people, I think they shine away from that. But as far as the athletic ability, what he was able to do is just remarkable. I'm talking about playing 2 professional sports at a high level.
Oh, yeah.
Playing in the World Series and also playing in a football game. And him doing that, the Atlanta Braves and the media were talking negative because he was doing those things.
Yep, they
were.
And
I think, when that's what I'm saying, because of his image that he portrayed, and off the field, he's nothing like that. This was the image that he did, which was very marketable, but, was really a genius to be able to create this primetime guy, 21. When you look at it, they say you're in your prime when you're 21 years old, you're in the 20s. So to make that image and to make money off of that image when defensive backs weren't, but to go out and back it up, to name yourself prime time, to come out of college and to back it up, and actually on every Sunday night, Monday night game, he did that. But to play both sports, guys, and to play at a very high level, and to play in 2 games, 2 professional games at the same time, and one is for a national championship in baseball, and he also could have ran track. He was a great basketball player. So to me, he's definitely at the top of my list.
He's prime time. He is Deion Sanders. And by the way, he's Russell Copeland. He joins me every week. We always rap. And I got to tell you something, Cope. I could talk with you all day long, all day strong. We still probably got more things that we could talk about. But I got to take a quick break. Before I do say goodbye, though, I do have to ask you one quick thing before we go. Now, is this one right now that Dwight Howard is going to join his teammates down in the bubble with Anthony Davis and Dwight Howard, basically one of the best, I think the best front court defense this year in the NBA. And you got LeBron James able to play a physical physical defense in the backcourt. Think about how great they're going to be offensively, but think about how great they're going to be defensively. Is this all about the Lakers?
Man, I'm a Lakers fan, so of course I'm going to say that. It's all about the Lakers. But, the way things have went with COVID, I think you have to put an asterisk. I mean, when you look at Brooklyn, I liked what they were looking at. Some of their players are not going to play. And I want it to happen, but I'm still just really not convinced with COVID-19 and different players saying they're not going to play. I'm just not sure of how this season is going to end. But, of course, it's the Lake Show all the way, man.
Man, it is. Hey, he's Russell Copeland. He's the best in the business. We'll do it again next week, my friend.
Thank you, man.
Thank you. That's my good friend. We're late for a break, but I got to remind you one thing. Dwight Howard said he is coming back. He's joining his friends down in, and by the way, if you didn't know, today is move-in day down into Walt Disney World, down in Buena Vista, Florida. First team that moved in was Orlando. More teams are migrating in as we speak. They're all getting their blood pressure taken. They're all getting all these high-tech wristbands and all kinds of stuff. I'll talk to you about that later. I'll talk more about the Patrick Mahomes. I got Hardwood because it feels so good, but we'll be right back. Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7 FM.
Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and C.J. Hertz. Weekdays from 7 to 10. Only on Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7 FM.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Chris Price here for Brian Elder Roofing. The storms we've had over the past several months have been devastating to our communities. The rainy season is ahead. You may have not even noticed the dripping in your attic, water stains throughout your home, or even worse, mold and mildew. Please call Brian Elder Roofing and we will send out our project managers to assess any damage. We will not try to sell you a roof if all you need is a repair. We will measure your roof from outer space. 0% for 60 months, even no payments till 2022 are available with approved credit. If you've noticed missing shingles, water stains, leaks in your roof, call us before you call your insurance company at 867-0303. That's 867-0303, and we will provide a free, thorough inspection of your roof's condition.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Frontier Western Store is open and ready to serve you for all your needs in boots, apparel, pet food, and more. Frontier is proud to be a local leader here in the Mid-South when it comes to boots. Stop by the store today for an incredible selection of name brand work and dress boots. Come browse aisles and aisles of top quality boots at everyday low prices in our world famous boot showroom. Dan Post, Rocky, Durango, Twisted X, Georgia, Ariat, and many more. There are so many styles, colors, and fits available, you might need a hand picking out your favorites. Luckily, Frontier's knowledgeable sales staff will cheerfully assist you with any questions you have and ensure the proper fit of your new boots. Frontier also has an amazing selection of jeans and shirts by Wrangler, Ariat, and Carhartt, as well as a fully stocked women's boutique department with thousands of tops and dresses at unbelievable prices. New arrivals often. Frontier Western Store, 5880 Gilman Road in Olive Branch, and on the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Family owned and operated since 1967.
And now a game of Commercial Chicken, brought to you by Progressive, where we see how long Flo can go without talking about insurance. Ready? Go.
So, have you noticed how everyone's grammar is completely awful now? Like, you know, the texting and the LOLs. Whatever happened to punctuation? I mean, drivers who switch to Progressive could save big.
Okay, you win. We can't help but save customers money. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
This Wednesday, CBS brings you the new reality competition series, Tough as Nails. 12 hardworking Americans will battle it out on real job sites. Who's the toughest of them all? Find out on Tough as Nails, new series, Wednesday, 8/7 Central on CBS or on demand.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio.
Kick it over here.
This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Thick and thin, I'm your pusher man. I'm your pusher man.
Oh, God. Sometimes some of the best conversations are off air. I can't help it, but we'll bring this stuff back on air. My name is John. I am Johnny Radio. I'm hanging out with my good friend Gabe Kuhn on Sports 56 Happy Hour. We're on 96.1 FM, 87.7 FM, the original AM 560. And don't forget, we're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, Instagram, all that at Sports 56 WHBQ. And don't forget to check us out online. Now, we've been talking about, I feel like, the front court with Anthony Davis, a 7-foot shot-blocking beast, with Dwight Howard, who now knows actually what his job is. He's not a scorer. He's a defensive player. LeBron has finally explained to him. He's still 7 feet tall, 265 pounds, 6% body fat, and he still wants a damn championship.
Okay, Tom, where'd you get the body fat percentage?
I actually looked it up. It was actually in this article I was reading.
It's a HIPAA violation, dude.
Well, no, he was talking. Well, he's the one who mentioned it. He said, I'm 7 feet tall, 265 pounds, and 6% body fat. He said, I'm still bad bleeping you know what. And he said, I'm donating my entire salary to breathe again. So I got to say, he's coming back with a chip on his shoulder. He wants a chip is basically what he's saying. And if you have Anthony Davis and Dwight Howard chilling on the front court, and you get to put LeBron James constantly on the back court on these little guards, damn, doesn't that make the Lakers defense just as nasty as it can be?
Absolutely.
And
Sure
their
does.
by the way, their offense is pretty damn good, too. So I just wanted to mention that. The reason I mentioned that, because if you didn't know, down in Walt Disney World at Buena Vista, Florida, the teams are going into their bubble today. We're going to have basketball soon. Also, Major League Baseball, they have set their schedule. July 23rd, Yanks, Nats, Giants, Dodgers, 6 Central starting off. We have Max Scherzer, Garrett Cole. It's going to be the real deal. Holyfield in the first Sunday night game. We got the Braves at the Mets, the doubleheader. Giants at the Dodgers for the nightcap. I hope baseball gets going. Basketball, they're hopping in the bubble today. They're going to get tested. Everybody's going to do their thing. And they have a 2-day quarantine, by the way. We'll talk about this a whole lot more. We'll talk about their safety protocols. If they're the team to beat. We'll talk about Mike Scott. We also got to mention, and I have to tell my man Gabe Kuhn, we talked about it the very, very first segment in the leadoff, but I have to mention, I mentioned a little bit, I got to give you the exact figures of what the projections are, and then you'll understand why I think in 3 years, when Patrick Mahomes actually gets $45 million a year, there's not even he'll be at least maybe a top 10, but he won't be the highest paid player in the National Football League. Don't touch that dial. Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7 FM.
At Jason's Deli, you can stuff yourself full of great deli food that's healthy, fresh, and best of all, it's not expensive. Jason's Deli is all about choice. Whether you're looking for a gluten-free menu, vegetarian sandwiches, healthy kids meals, or if you'd like to invent your sandwich via the build your own selections, Jason's Deli has you covered. And they only use fresh, wholesome ingredients. Choose from the club and specialty sandwiches, paninis, wraps, soups, salads, pastas, and much more. I love the cleanliness in the restaurant, the hospitality, and of course the cost. They have a huge salad bar and great soups, including Southwest chicken chili, fire roasted tortilla, organic vegetable, tomato basil, and many, many more. And if you're planning an event, their catering department is fantastic and can handle any size party. Go check out Jason's Deli's 4 locations. On Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, that's my favorite, on Germantown Parkway in Cordova, at Poplar and Highland, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch.
If you want to make money in sales, Flynn Broadcasting wants you. If you can sell, Flynn Broadcasting has a great career waiting for you. If you can sell, we have great benefits, salary, commission, sales leads, and a great place to work. If you can sell, let us know today. Send your resume to jobs@flynn.com. Can everyone sell? No. But if you can, Flynn Broadcasting wants you. Apply today at jobs@flynn.com. Start your great career today at jobs@flynn.com. Flynn Broadcasting wants you.
Farmers Insurance knows that when you're in the car and that song comes on, yes, that's the one, you have no choice but to pull out your imaginary drumsticks and smash those cymbals and stomp on that kick pedal, which unfortunately is the accelerator pedal. And we covered it. Talk to a farmer's agent who knows a thing or two because they've seen a thing or two.
Call Chad Gatlin at 901-235-1176 or get a fast quote at memphisfarmers.com.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
O'Reilly.
This is Derek's O'Reilly Auto Parts story.
After the 3rd time jump-starting my car, I finally realized my battery was dying. So I stopped by O'Reilly to have it checked. They tested it right there in the parking lot. It was bad, real bad. But they helped me find the right battery for my car and even installed it for free. Now my car starts like new.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
You'll see the dedication in every single step. You'll see it in the smiles, when smiles are hard to get. You'll see it in the little things that add up to success. The caring and passion are the things that we love best.
Wolf Chase Limb Brace is your Mid-South provider for orthotics and prosthetics. They are an ABC-accredited facility, and their practitioners are ABC certified. At Wolf Chase Limb Brace, their services include artificial limbs, legs and arms, braces of all kinds, and custom molded inserts. You can call them today at 901-507-7821 for their location on Highway 64 in between Germantown Parkway and Appling Road, or visit them at their new location in Jackson, Tennessee. That number is 731-660-5900, or visit them on the web at wolfchaselimbembrace.com.
Dedicated our life to yours. Wolf Chase Limb and
this is Rob Brown. Join Pete Cordelli and me for Sidelines, Saturday mornings, 8 to 10 a.m. on Sports 56, 87.7, and 96.1 FM. We'll cover the Memphis Tigers, the SEC, recruiting. Hey, if they keep score, we're covering it. Check us out on the website at sports56whbq.com and sidelines.live. Sidelines is brought to you by Duncan Williams Asset Management. Saturday mornings, 8 to 10 a.m. Get up and give us a call.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, WIVG-FM Tunica Memphis, and WPG-FLP Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Welcome to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio.
If you like pina coladas.
On AM 560, 96.1 FM, and 87.7 FM. This hour of Sports 56 Happy Hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are Farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Check it out right here. Ladies and gentlemen. And now?
Now, the only man to give death a near Johnny experience. Johnny Harden.
Yo, I'm flying. You know why I'm flying? Because it's hour 2 of Sports 56 Happy Hour with your very good friend Johnny Radio and my good friend Gabe Kuhn. Follow him at G_Kuhn71. Follow me at Johnny_Radio. And follow us all at Sports 56 WHBQ on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and Instagram. Gabe, what you got?
You're flying, right? You just said you're flying.
I am flying.
Know who's not flying?
It's definitely I don't know. The
Patriot League football teams are not flying. Literally, the Patriot League has actually banned teams
Hawaii's
from flying to competitions, and rare exceptions, regular season competition will exclude overnight travel. So know what that means, okay? I'm just going to let you know what that means. Fordham football had a game against Hawaii on September 12th. That is now canceled. This is one of the first, actually this is the first FBS game with an FBS team that has been canceled.
Damn.
It was scheduled for September 12th. Fordham football had to cancel their first 3 games, and their third game was against none other than Hawaii.
Follow
so they
him
have
at
canceled
Buster Only. Dr.
You trying to call me negative, man? I just have to report. I'm just reporting, letting the people know what's happening.
That's so depressing, my man.
It's not great. It's a domino that is. I hope it doesn't start a chain reaction. I'll say
sure
that.
do. Actually, you know what, Gabe Kuhn? I hope it does not start a chain reaction. But I gotta honestly tell you something. Listen to C.J. Hurt this morning and Peter talk about how the lack of leadership in the Big Ten. Like, why do you have a commissioner if you look towards somebody and they can't give you an answer? At least Pac-12 guys at least talking. What's going on with the SEC? Like, why do you have, quote, conference commissioners if when they look to these guys, or why do you have athletic directors when young people look for answers and all they do is this? I don't know. I don't know.
They said but by the end of the month, all these Power 5 commissioners are trying to get together and figure it out.
Dude.
But here's the thing, each conference is probably going to be
send them out there to damn Arizona.
do some soul searching, baby.
We'll give them a peace pipe, send them with the Native Americans, Indians, actually redskin. We'll get them all whatever, and they'll come back and we'll have a schedule like that. And now it might look a little crazy, but at least we'll have a schedule. No, I'm joking around a little bit. But, no, it doesn't make any sense. As Gabe is talking about right now, I'm not trying to honestly call him Buster Only and Dr. Doom. If you've noticed, Buster Only's basically said we only have a 5% chance baseball starts. There's a schedule out. I believe that on July 23rd, I'm going to watch Garrett Cole and Max Scherzer. I'm at least hopeful anyway. The players are literally going to the bubble today. They're heading down to Walt Disney World, down in Buena Vista, Florida. They are packing into the, quote, bubble. Who's the team to beat in the bubble? Maybe it's the team who survives the bubble. I don't know. But I do know, if you watch ESPN, did you see TBT, the basketball tournament? It's on. They're playing. So far, so good, right? I hope.
But they already had 5 teams, I think, had to drop out of it before they started it.
But don't tell me again, Dr. Doom. See, again, I'm watching it on television.
Hey, come on. Don't do that to me, man.
But no, as a very, very, very serious, I'm messing with him, calling him Dr. Doom. But I do want to give all y'all a little information on the protocol before we get into what's going on with Patrick Mahomes' contract. Why I'm telling you for a fact, in 3 years, he will not be the highest paid quarterback in the NFL, period. And then I'm going to also tell you a lot of other things because I got a lot of stuff to get to. And then Hardwood, oh my goodness. Hardwood's going to be really good today. Trust me. You don't want to miss it. But I got to bring this up. Safety protocols, because teams are, Orlando's already checked in. You got teams are coming in. They're all checking at different times. Did you know that? So they're all not doing it at one time. There's all like an hour in between each team or something like that. And they're all going to come in, and then guess what they have to do? Each person has to go to their room for 2 days. Did you know this? 2-day mandatory of 2 days self-quarantine. The only person that you're going to have in contact with is maybe whoever you call on your cell phone. And there's going to be a dude that does this. He's going to knock on your door. Then he's going to run like the wind blows, I guess. I don't know. And you're going to open up the door, and magically your food's going to appear. Your food will be there at 7, at noon, and at 7 o'clock. Okay? So do not miss. You're not allowed to. You can't miss, by the way. You know why you can't miss? Because you can't leave for 2 days. Now, how do they know if you leave? There's a thing called the Magic Band. When you get down to the Magic Kingdom, I love how they call it the Magic Band, by the way. I laughed so hard. So the young lady today reporting with her mask on, and she pulled up her Magic Band. I don't know why I fell over, because, no, it's important to have a mask on. And their safety protocols are actually really dope. And by the way, because of their safety protocols, I'm going to tell you one thing. If I'm a gambling man, I would take the money that they're going to finish this junt, because, again, they're going to have a Magic Band on. Every person is going to wear this Magic Band. Now, after 2 days, guess what happens to your Magic Band? If you have no problems with blood pressure or a temperature and show no signs of COVID-19, and plus you're also going to be tested each day, so they're going to find out, guess what happens to your Magic Band? It changes color. And that means once your Magic Band changes color, you can leave your room. That's just not... I don't know why I'm laughing. I just feel like I'd be on a drug if all of a sudden I'm sitting in a room and my band changed color. I'm like, yes, I can leave my room.
It's like a mood ring. It's like a mood band. Mood ring.
You know, Ben Roethlisberger would be like, no, I can't leave my room. His poor arm would be like barely on, like Bradley Beal.
Would he be saying no?
No, he would not be saying no. But Bradley Beal, by the way, has obviously some same issues. He hurt his shoulder, and he's not going to restart with Washington. Why is Washington going? Like, there are a couple of teams.
You also saw that Spencer Dinwiddie pulled out from the Nets.
Stop it, dude. If another person pulls out, I'm telling you, who's going to play? Like, are they going to start seriously? Like,
hey, Eli says they should put together the Nets and the Wizards roster. And just make them the 8 seed in the East.
That does make, you know what? That's actually a pretty good idea, Eli. I got to say one thing. I missed that one somehow. I don't know how I missed. That's a great damn idea, because they are the walking wounded. And I don't want to watch a D-League roster, to be honest with you. I don't even know why Washington, but Bradley Beal's out. Adam Silver, I told you, they have literally dropped in some great protocols. Mike Scott went crazy about the jersey plan, but again, the jersey plan was approved by Michelle Robertson, right? Or Roberts. Michelle Roberts.
Yep.
I wrote Roberts.
There you go.
Roberts. Michelle Roberts, Chris Paul, and Adam Silver all sat together and approved these names for the back of the jerseys. So Mike, chill. Don't basically dampen somebody's parade. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he's like calling out the NBA, but his Players Association is the one who agreed to these
yes,
terms.
That's what I'm saying. It's kind of like, do you know what this would be like if you went on air basically and were like, hey, John, you're a damn idiot. And I'd be like, are you on my show, Gabe? And then I'd be like, excuse me? Hold on. We're going to break while I go next door and fire him. I'd be ticked off if I was Chris Paul or Michelle, to be honest with you. I'd be like, why in the hell did you go do this in public when you had an email, by the way, this has also been reported. He was emailed and notified that any player who wanted to add a name to the list could. Also, it says that not only could they add any name that they wanted to the list to see if it was going to be approved by the league again, because they're not trying to, they didn't want to suppress anybody's freedom of speech or their rights. They just didn't want to have you put something crazy, man, like F something, like basically, again, it was basically protection for their sponsors and for the league. And again, they said they wanted to make sure they had Breathe Right again. I don't know if you know what that is. I didn't know much about it till Dwight Howard's come out. They've been very involved in this. They had a bunch of people that were involved with this. And they've literally gone out to Mike and gone, homie, like, you literally trying to, like, cause, like nobody even knows who you are, by the way. Like, Mike Scott, they're like, Mike Scott is, Mike Scott. Mike Scott, I'm thinking hard. By the way, sadly, Mike, I don't think they think NBA.
It seems sad that, like, you probably could have avoided this if he just checked his email.
Dude, that's the whole thing. That was the best thing, because the young lady who was reporting about it, she was like, and she was also, she's in the bubble, and she's like, and I also got the email. And there's like an attachment, and she's like, and I looked, and it's like got 400, and she said 60 some odd people were attached to this email, okay? And she's like, and yes, I saw Mike Scott's email. So you know what I mean? Like, he was unequivocally notified that he could have been there in the room when they approved the names. He could have done a Zoom meeting, or he could have just emailed back, hey, I want this on my jersey. Will you approve this? Nothing from him. In fact, they don't hear from him until they turn on their damn television. And just let me tell you something. If you're an organization and you're like, hey, we worked out everything. We got all this stuff. We're fighting COVID-19. We're fighting social injustice. And then you look on TV and you're like, and we're fighting stupidity in Mike Scott. I mean, come on, dude. Don't cheapen anything, and then don't try to make anything about you. And I just call this a bad damn miss. And again, Kendrick Perkins, go listen to my man KP dropping bombs on folks, because KP dropped a bomb on Mike Scott. I thought he was talking about Kyrie Irving again. Well, I'll tell you something now. I've told you about the Magic Band, did I not?
You did.
Now, have I told you about what happens if the Magic Band lights up and
yes.
Goes back to the other color? No, goes back to the other color.
No.
You have to go directly, and all the doors will lock, and the only thing that it will let you do is go directly to the doctor's office. Like, none of the other doors will open, so, like, you can't. And your thing will be beeping, so everybody will know that your butt is supposed to be going to the doctor's office, which is hilarious, I think. So it's like you're in there, and all of a sudden, like, let's say, I don't know, let's say you're Ben Roethlisberger, and your blood pressure goes up during a little invitation. All of a sudden, you have to run downstairs and go to the doctor because you had a crazy
your internal
spike.
temperature goes up with your blood pressure.
Like that's just something that I'm kind of wondering, like how everybody, like at midnight, like they're all getting ready for bed, and all of a sudden, like everybody has to go visit the doctor, and they're like, dead gummit, everybody's dead gum temperature keeps going off at midnight. What's going on? But anyway, I know y'all are laughing at me. I find fascinating. The other thing I found fascinating, they're so high tech. They have a ring. Have you heard about the ring? Okay, this ring that they're going to have on is not a mood ring, buddy. If it changed color, you have COVID. Get the bleep out of here. It's like Ixnay on the Coco AA is basically what that ring says. You know what I'm saying? Now, you think like the first thing beat, this thing basically screams at everybody that you have a problem. And whenever you come and like whenever you go around like within 20 feet, that person's magic band will light up and say, stop, there is somebody with COVID-19 coming, basically. Like there's going to be another color. It's like, yo, watch out. There's a dangerous person on the perimeter. Make sure your mask is on or whatever. So you have the thing lighting up, temperatures, blood pressure. They're going to be caught. Again, you can only go through certain doors if your magic band works, or you can't get through. And when your magic band goes off and your blood pressure is up or whatever, or your temperature goes up, you have to go directly to the doctor's office or you can't get through. And then the funniest part also, the last but not least, if you get within 6 feet of somebody, you will get a warning, like you'll get like buzzed, okay? And if you continuously break the rules, you'll get notified, and then your magic band will also go off, and they'll make you go to the nurse's office, and they're going to give you a coronavirus education debriefing. Kind of like one that Trump probably gets so right all the time. But can you imagine you're a grown man and you're like, damn it, I keep getting close to another human being. And you're like 6 times in the last 24 hours. All right, now I got to go back and see the nurse, and the nurse is sitting there like, okay. Now listen, I got to tell you something. Anthony, Mr. Davis, how would you like me to prefer you? Mr. Brow? Mr. Uni? What would you like? You've got to keep away. Now, I know you're 7 feet tall. Yes, it's kind of hard when you're going to the bathroom if you turn around to the left or right.
Hey, does this count when they're playing?
No, this is what's funny. They have to take the rings off and the band. That's the only time.
They didn't address that.
No, this is great. I'm glad you brought that up. The only time they have a time limit when each team practices and when each team has a scheduled game. There's a window when the dang thing can come off, and you can take off your magic band. I love how they're in the Magic Kingdom. You got to call it magic band. Their magic ring, like Lord of the Rings, and you get to take these things off. Other than that, you're beeping. You're not allowed to be around somebody. I'm going to tell you something. After about 2 weeks, you watch. You're going to have a couple players skipping practice just because they know that they won't have their band on, and they come like 45 minutes late to practice. Don't worry, Coach. I'm all warmed up and ready to go. I'm lathered up. I'm ready. Trust me, Coach. Oh, this bubble is going to be, well, it's going to be fun. Now, I want to ask you, honest to God, 67129, 67129. Before I get to Patrick Mahomes in the next few minutes, I want to know, who is the team to beat? 67129. Is it or is it not Anthony Davis, Dwight Howard, LeBron James, big men inside a little bubble dominating the world? Hit me up, 67129 now. Why is Patrick Mahomes? Mr. Gabe Kuhn thinks I'm crazy as bleep. He literally thinks I'm crazy, and I'll tell you why I know he thinks I'm crazy. Because Russell Wilson makes $35 million a year. Patrick Mahomes has gone up $10 million. Now, it will be 3 seasons, by the way. Again, if you look at the contract and actually the terms, he doesn't make more money over the next 3 seasons than Teddy bleeping Bridgewater. Literally. That's that. Teddy Bridgewater actually makes $100,000 more. That's not a joke. Like, I looked it up. He makes $100K more over the next 3 seasons. Now, Teddy Bridgewater don't have $140 million guaranteed. He also doesn't have, again, in year 4, $45 million a year. And then he also doesn't have, like, money coming in on the back end if he continues to play, because technically he can make up to $503 million if he completes the entire 12 years of his contract and he balls like Patrick Mahomes balls. I think it is such a great deal. Now, why am I saying this is such a great deal? Well, we've already heard Deshaun Watson doesn't want anything more than a 3-year deal. He's been offered tons of money, people say, but he won't sign it. Why? Because it's too many years long. He wants less guaranteed money, actually. He wants smaller money now because his agent is greedy and he's looking at what's going down, and he realizes that Dak's basically, not Dak, but Deshaun is basically everything down in Houston. He is the Texans. Deshaun Watson is the franchise. Look at my man, Lamar Jackson. Gabe Kuhn kind of laughed at me, too, about this one. And then also look at Dak. Dak, again, he's one of the biggest winners in this because the fact that it went to $45 million, if they franchised Dak again next year, he's going to make more money, like a whole lot more money, because the number is going to go up. But the person that's actually going to be making more money again next year will be Dak, not necessarily my man Patrick Mahomes. Again, Patrick Mahomes guaranteed $140 million. He plays out his contract $503 million. But he's probably going to have a ton of Super Bowls, and life is going to look good. And people like Gabe are sitting there going, why do you think somebody in 3 years is going to make? Who's going to make more than $45 million a year? That's crazy. One, we've already heard Dak Prescott wants to make more than that. But again, we laughed in 2013, and I brought this up with Gabe Kuhn off the air. Joe Flacco signed a 6-year, $120.6 million contract extension with the Ravens. That made him the highest paid player in NFL history. Since then, how many quarterbacks have broken that? 15 quarterbacks. Guess what? How many NFL players have broken that number? 17. Actually, 2 non-quarterbacks have actually broken what Joe Flacco did in 2013. So again, why do I not think in 3 years somebody's going to break Patrick Mahomes? And why would I say that? If the money stayed the same, I think it would break it. But why did Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs do a 3-year cap extension, team-friendly deal? Because I think, one, Patrick Mahomes is he likes winning. I think he's greedy on that aspect. He knows he's got $140 million. He knows he's going to be buku rich. But he knows that for 3 years, he ain't taking a cap hit for Jack on KC, and Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce, and whatever they need, Andy Reid can get. And he can just win Super Bowls and win MVPs and ball, shot call, and just do what he wants. And he's guaranteed, no matter what, to get $140 million plus $45 million a year. In a few years, is going to look like a steal. And you're saying to yourself, how can you say, John, it's going to look like a steal? I'm going to tell you again. I pulled it up. The contracts, okay? They want to extend the league to 17 weeks. Do you remember that? How much money do you think that's going to add? Well, the NFL expects to get $1.2 billion per Thursday night game. They expect to get $3 million for Sunday night games. They expect to get, for their noon games, $2 billion for CBS, $2 billion from Fox. And then you have a so-called person in Disney, ESPN, and of course their partner ABC, who wants a Super Bowl. And you're saying, well, Disney and them are actually, did you know they offered them $18 billion is the rumor? And you're like, how could they offer him that much money for Monday night and a promise of a Super Bowl? Because I looked this one also up. How much do you think CBS and Fox made off the last 2 Super Bowls? $500 million. And then guess what? They actually went up $100 million and profited $600 million. No, not how much did they charge for commercials? How much did they profit that day? $600 million. Now, I also looked it up. Not on any other day did Fox or CBS or anybody other in any of those networks come close to the eyeballs, to the advertising dollars, or to the amount of money that they made, period, on the Super Bowl. In fact, that one day for both those networks, each in separate years, basically add up the entire rest of the revenue for the year, and that's basically almost what they did. Just a little bit less, but, like they did $500, for the Super Bowl, and then the rest of the year they did like $750 million in revenue. Oh, not a bad year, $1.25 billion. But again, CBS makes this 1 year with the Super Bowl. The next year they barely make $1 billion. The year after that, though, it's Fox, and they get $600 million. Now, Fox doesn't do as well, and they only make like $600 million the rest of the year, and they still make like $1.2 billion, though, revenue. But do you see what a Super Bowl means? That's why these crazy damn numbers are actually going to be met. And that's why they say, because there is this wonderful thing in the collective bargaining agreement, and again, ends in 2021, the television contracts. The collective bargaining agreement, which, heck, if the players still want just like 50%, and you double all of the money that's coming in, and let's just say, very simple math, it's $200 million in 3 years. Well, in the fourth year, kind of like when Solomon Hill got $40 million for 4 years, that's what the NFL is going to be like in 4 years. Their salary cap could push $400 million. And they could literally double their salary cap overnight. Bam! That would blow people's heads, just like mine. And guess what? $45 million when you double the salary cap doesn't look like that much money. That's why that's why this contract never, ever did he say, or his agent for some reason say, I want my money based on the salary cap. I want to be one of the top 10 players or whatever. They took a 3-year cap-friendly deal because he wants to win. $140 million if he gets injured guaranteed, and $503 million over 12 years if he lives up. And yes, it's a lot of damn money. But I'm telling you, $45 million a year in 3 years, he will not be the highest paid player. Mark my damn word. Don't touch that dial. Hardwood is next. Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7 FM.
Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy get you through the midday with Sports 56 Middays. Delivered by FedEx. Weekdays from 10 till 1 on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7.
Tired of waking up hot and uncomfortable? Start sleeping cool on the Tempur-Breeze by Tempur-Pedic. It's engineered with a revolutionary cooling system that pulls excess heat away from your body to help you sleep deeper all night and wake up more refreshed every morning. During the Tempur-Pedic Summer of Sleep, save $500 on all Tempur-Breeze mattresses and experience your coolest sleep this summer with our best breeze savings of the year. Learn more at TempurPedic.com.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Chris Price here for Brian Elder Roofing. The storms we've had over the past several months have been devastating to our communities. The rainy season is ahead. You may have not even noticed the dripping in your attic, water stains throughout your home, or even worse, mold and mildew. Please call Brian Elder Roofing and we will send out our project managers to assess any damage. We will not try to sell you a roof if all you need is a repair. We will measure your roof from outer space. 0% for 60 months, even no payments till 2022 are available with approved credit. If you've noticed missing shingles, water stains, leaks in your roof, call us before you call your insurance company at 867-0303. That's 867-0303, and we will provide a free, thorough inspection of your roof's condition.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Listen Sundays at 11 a.m. to join Idlewild Presbyterian Church for worship. Idlewild is a PCUSA church located in Midtown Memphis.
I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses will buy a house in any area, in any condition, and yes, it's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your home quickly, call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, I Buy Houses can get you your money quickly. I Buy Houses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen, 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses.
We are Real Sports Talk. Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM, 96.1 FM, and 87.7 FM. As well as online around the world at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere on your phone or tablet by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, tell Google or Alexa to play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7. Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio.
Kick it over here.
This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Thick and thin, I'm your pusher man. I'm your pusher man.
Yo, welcome to the Sports 56 Happy Hour. I am Johnny Radio. I got my good friend Gabe Kuhn, and we're about to do my favorite segment of the day. But before I do there, I got to remind you something, man. You want to buy a house, you want to sell a house, you want to party, or you know what? Maybe you got like 10 or 15 houses and you want to get rid of all of them because you're just sick and tired of renters. Guess what? I can understand that. Some renters don't want to pay their rent. Other ones just destroy your property. Some people let their dogs just go wherever in the house. Some people, of course, you got like one out of every like 15 are great. I got one great renter. Don't get me wrong. I love him. But, dude, most people, they're like, I can't believe I got into renting houses. Well, if you're sick and tired of renting, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. You call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. Bing, bang, boom, guaranteed. I don't care if you got 2. I don't care if you got 10. I just sold all your houses. Now, if you're just chilling and your house has been on the market for over a month, why? 901-406-1101. All you have to do to sell your house, literally, is pick up your telephone, grab this bad boy right here, push 901-406-1101. Bing, bang, boom. Guess what? Literally just sold your house. Dude comes over 5 days later, brings back the check, change the deed, sign the paper. You walk around, you start dancing in the street. That's the way I did it. I danced in the street, partied, played a little dead, had some fun, drank a couple buds. It was on. 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. You call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. Promise you. Guaranteed to close in 5 days. Any house, any area, as is. Literally as simple as that. Give him a call, 901-406-1101, and let's go to Hardinwood.
This is Access Hardinwood.
Woo! Now, Gabe is driving me absolutely bananas.
You're killing me too, man.
He's like, no, in 3 years, I want to tell you something. In 3 years, you know who's going to be 25 years old? A dude named Lamar Jackson. Did you know at 22 years old, he had the highest QBR and third highest passer rating at 22 years old? He had the single season rushing record for a quarterback at 22 years old. He's, by the way, I don't know if you know this. Is that right? Is he 22-3 in career starts? That can't be right. Is he that good? Dude's even better than 24-7. Now, he didn't have an MVP, Super Bowl ring, but that's pretty damn good. By the way, I don't know if you know this too. Have I ever told you about the fact that he's the second youngest MVP in league history and the second ever unanimous MVP? And again,
you didn't have to tell me that. I knew that.
Again, so if he's willing, again, he's not making jack this year. He's going to make $3 million next year. In 3 years, you don't think they're going to want to give Lamar Jackson?
Look, I'll tell you this right now. You think in 3 years.
24 years old, but going into his 25th season, and he's got maybe another MVP. Maybe he went to a Super Bowl.
Let's mark words. You want to mark words right now. You said mark my words. In 3 years,
words.
Patrick Mahomes will not, when he gets his first year of his contract, the one he just signed yesterday,
he will
not be the highest paid
NFL.
player in the NFL. I think he will.
Bam.
I think he will.
This is fun. These are
all right, we'll mark it right now.
Yes,
anybody out there, mark it.
Mark it. Mark. Not like a dog now. Don't just go on. You got to mark it in your head. Maybe jot it down. Text it 67129. Tweet it. But don't just lift your leg and go fire hydrant style. Doesn't really work. But I do love animals. By the way, I love animals. And have you noticed there's a lot of UFOs? Have you heard about the new rumor?
What's the new rumor?
You know why they're taking TikTok down, don't you?
It's
called
Chinese.
TikTok?
It's a Chinese company.
See,
that owns
that's the
it.
rumor. That
Right?
is not just because it's Chinese owned. No, because there's too many UFO films that they can't get down fast enough. That they're like, yo, we got to make up that it's like a Chinese owned company because they're showing way too many UFO videos, bro. So like the Pentagon's like, yo, bro, we can't knock down all these UFO videos. But if you look at a UFO video, then it's all of a sudden been knocked down. Now, I don't have a TikTok
Is
account.
TikTok owned by a Chinese company anyway?
I don't actually know.
I don't
All
know.
I know is this is what
I
my
read
girlfriend
that.
told me, and she sent me the email, and she's all freaked out because, man, if I lose
Who wrote the
TikTok-
article, man?
My girl. Hold on, let me pull it back up. By the way, I just had to tell you something. I love you, honey, but if you lose TikTok, TikTok was the greatest thing that happened to our relationship. When I watch, like, a documentary, she just goes into a TikTok hole and sits there quietly with her little headphones for an hour, just doing God knows. I don't know what the hell she's
Thank
doing.
God she has headphones. Taylor, I swear.
Are you kidding me? Who do you think
She
bought her
has
the
it and
headphones?
turns
First
up her
day.
phone the whole
See,
way.
no. That
Oh.
makes me crazy.
Oh.
That I even bought her a cute little cushion where she gets to sit her phone or the iPad and put her headphones in, and she can just go TikTok crazy.
And it's easy to because
Oh,
it's just
great.
video after video
And
after
then-
video after
and
video.
do you know how good that is for me? I just hold the remote control and do whatever the hell I
You
want.
go to MLB Network.
Praise I watch Heidi Watney. And she didn't even realize she's on the screen. I'm like, "What's up, Heidi? Hey, you know I love you, baby." And all of a sudden she'll be like, "Hey, did you see that UFO video?" And I'll be like, "No, I didn't. I'm not on TikTok." But anyway, she did tell me today, and she sent this, and I don't know who the writer is. Let me pull this back up. It's somebody from TikTok. I don't know how you, dude. I don't know. At Zayden_Max07. So that's the writer. I mean, but they say that
It was just a TikTok.
Yeah, it's a TikTok, and they're saying that because there's too many unnatural things out there in nature, that the government, because on TikTok, not like Instagram or it says Twitter, we're using it to show the UFO nation the truth. I think he's a little stoned, to be honest with you, or he's just, or maybe he's been abducted.
Well, the TikTok
By the
age
way-
group is also the age group that definitely tried to storm Area 51.
Yeah, they try to storm Area 51, but also think about it. If you were a young kid and you watched Cartman as a kid, let's imagine, and you saw the anal probe episode, wouldn't you be scared of aliens? Did you not see that episode?
I have, but it's South Park.
I know it's
You
so
think I'm
funny.
supposed to be scared? Like,
Well, no, but what if you're 5 years old and like your parents are
Oh.
horrible parents and you're just watching Comedy Central and you're like,
I
hey,
hope we're
what's
not.
up,
We don't
Cartman?
have kids watching South
They're
Park
like-
at 5 years
it's
old.
Like, could you imagine like their Christmas? They're celebrating Mr. Hanky the Christmas Pooh. Oh, what a generation! But they're the ones that are on this TikTok thing, and they're dead serious, or at least he's dead serious. And my girlfriend, she's so serious, she's asking me if it's real. So, if anybody knows the answer, like I don't.
All right, I'm gonna test you.
I'm not
here.
gonna do that.
Dave Dombrowski, what did he do yesterday?
What did he do?
Yeah, former Red Sox GM.
I was about to say, did he pretend to know something about baseball?
He joined Music City Baseball LLC. Did you know that's the Nashville-based company that wants to bring Major League Baseball back to Nashville? Did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
Did you know that? You didn't.
No, I had no idea.
So they're trying to get baseball, MLB, in Nashville. Would you support it? Would you like that?
I don't know. By the way, does Dave know that also in Nashville that they just canceled the Nashville and the SC Chicago match in MLS soccer?
Do you know FC Dallas had to pull out of the restart?
Uh-oh. Looks like soccer's in trouble, buddy.
Yep.
Go back to Europe.
Would you support a MLB team in Nashville?
Yeah.
I don't know. Hey, text line, let me know. 67129. Like
Man, I hate to say it,
us
man.
Memphians, would we?
I'm a baseball jerk.
Would we
dude.
support it?
Anything that's closer, like, dude, I'm sorry, St. Louis is far, Atlanta's far. I mean, on an airplane, no, it doesn't take a long. But, dude, if a drive, still hate the drive. It's so boring. But Nashville, I'd take it, man. Sorry. And by the way, for dead serious, no joke, for all you people who actually care about it, there is no more Nashville. They will not be playing. So I guess you're going to have to deal with that one. I don't know how to deal with it, but sorry. By the way, Toronto FC DC United also, they moved their match from Friday to Saturday. So basically, from what I'm reading right now, and I'm reading this live, soccer, you're footballed. Footballed. Effed. Isn't that the nice way of putting it?
No,
Do you
yeah,
get
they're
it?
done. I mean,
You're
well, I don't
done.
know if they're done. I don't know what they're going to do, but they have a whole team that pulled out.
Dude,
so
they
that
pulled out,
would
like,
definitely lend
again,
itself for me to believe
now,
that they're
I mean,
probably
again-
going to be done here.
Again, don't believe in the whole pullout thing, by the way. It doesn't mean that the league is canceled, but it also is not a safe safe sign. It's not safe, if you get me. Now, speaking of some stuff that's not safe, bro, tonight, have you heard what's on, I've been complaining about Friday night watching The Rookie, watching all these horrible baseball movies, and I've been missing something that was kind of entertaining. I watched a story, and I don't even know how to explain this, and this is happening tonight on ESPN. You probably don't even know what I'm talking about, but have you heard about the man who saved a bunch of people's life by stopping a crazy person who drove their car onto a baseball field? He gave up his life by saving everybody else, but he hid a secret for 50 years that he also killed somebody in a hit and run. Dude, I'm talking about, this is one of those things, if you got like a microdose or whatever, just, you don't want to get too crazy, but this is like this kind of sounds like a Joe Dirt. What's the guy? Joe Dirt meets meth. What's his name? Tiger King?
Oh, God. Joe Exotic.
Name? Joey Exotic. It sounds like Joey Exotic. Joe Dirt meets meth. What's his real name? You know exactly what I was talking about, though, once I said that.
Of course. Did you saw that a while ago that Carol Baskin took over his zoo? Did you see that?
No.
That was a sad day, man. Sad day.
Wait a second.
For America.
You're telling me Carol Baskins now is running the zoo in Oklahoma?
Yes.
What happened
She
to
owns it.
that dirt?
I think he facilitated it.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, I think he was more on her side.
Yeah, dude, he's a really, by the way, that dude is he's a facilitator, isn't he? You look at him, get him a cub, and next thing you know, never mind. Dude's facilitating.
Is there a correlation between being a dirtbag and wearing what was it?
Dude,
what's it with the clothes he wears?
I know what
Ed Hardy or
Affliction.
Affliction.
No, Affliction. Yes,
Affliction. Is there a correlation
He's got
between that?
Jeans and Affliction shirt. Yes,
Dirtbag and Affliction.
And he's got always like one of those. For some reason he's got like this leather hide on his wrist with like spikes on it. Like,
and he wears the
scary.
He wears the Affliction headgear basically.
Oh yeah.
He's got the.
He's a messed up dude.
Yeah, man.
By the way, speaking of messed up dudes, you've stepped in it in your life, right? You ever stepped in it like Deshaun Jackson?
No, I can say that.
Did you see the Eagles have to respond to did you see their post? We have spoken with Deshaun Jackson about his social media points. In his post, regardless of his intentions, the message he shared was offensive, harmful, and obviously appalling. Like, damn.
For those that don't know, it was highly anti-Semitic.
Oh my goodness. Highly.
Now, do I think he was trying to be very racist or
Dude, this is why people also, this is what is
prejudiced toward Jews? No.
Read, educate yourself. By the way, make sure you know what the hell you're going to watch before you retweet something. Even you can say that to our president. He's like, hey, look at that Trump golf cart going down the street. Yeah, well, at 52 seconds, they scream white power. Did you see that, Mr. President? Not smart to retweet it, buddy. So, again, Deshaun Jackson. I don't know if you know who you were, much about the person you were retweeting. Do a little history check. If they want to wipe a whole race of people because of the religion off of the planet, you might want to say, oh.
You need to know about it, buddy.
Oh. Really? I don't think I should retweet this one. I just felt like Tony Dungy was looking at that screaming to myself, don't hit, what is it? Don't hit sin? Dude, don't hit sin. And then the last but not least, they said, we're disappointed and we reiterate to Deshaun the importance of not only apologizing, but also using his platform to take action to promote unity, equality, and respect. We are continuing to evaluate the circumstances, and we will take appropriate action. We take these matters very seriously and are communicating continuously with Deshaun, as well as with all of our players and staff, in order to educate, learn, and grow. Now, if I got that one, basically, if you get this like email now and you're a kid or whatever, your butt's going to the principal's office. And it ain't going to be good. And I know Deshaun, like he was working out with my man last week. It was like, hey, look, he's working out with Jalen Hurts. Oh, look at Deshaun. Hey, Deshaun, thanks for working out with our young quarterback. This week it was more like, get your tail into the principal's office, Deshaun, now. I wouldn't have wanted to be him. But guess what? I got one more segment. You want to be me, and you don't want to miss it on Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7 FM.
Take Sports 56 with you on your phone or tablet. Download our official Sports 56 app today.
Farmers Insurance knows that when you're in the car and that song comes on, yes, that's the one, you have no choice but to pull out your imaginary drumsticks and smash those cymbals and stomp on that kick pedal, which unfortunately is the accelerator pedal. And we covered it. Talk to a farmer's agent who knows a thing or two because they've seen a thing or two.
Call Chad Gatlin at 901-235-1176 or get a fast quote at memphisfarmers.com.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
It may not be stomach issues.
For me, it's intense gas, or pain, or diarrhea, sometimes all at once, over and over.
I spent years with the symptoms, but could never figure it out.
No matter what I did, they never went away. So I decided to break it down for my doctor and get really specific about my symptoms.
We discovered that exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, may be the reason for my stomach issues.
EPI is caused by my pancreas. It leads to diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools. The symptoms just don't go away.
But EPI can show up with even one symptom.
The good news? EPI is manageable.
But to get to the right diagnosis, you have to break it down for your doctor and get specific about the severity of your symptoms.
Visit identifyepi.com to learn more and use the symptom checker to help change the conversation with your doctor. Brought to you by AbbVie.
Commitment, dedication, perseverance. At FedEx, our people are our strength. Even during these unprecedented times, we are delivering medical supplies, test kits, and the things you need every day. Helping the world move forward together. Strength, what we deliver by delivering. FedEx.
I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses will buy a house in any area, in any condition, and yes, it's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your home quickly, call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, I Buy Houses can get you your money quickly. I Buy Houses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen, 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129. Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio.
Kick it over here!
This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Going out west where the winds blow tall. Welcome back in a little Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. Coming up next, we got Brett Norsworthy. We also got Drew Barrett. We got Sports Time. Gabe Coon's going to stay on. He's going to work some more. Sorry, Gabe. I'm going to bounce. Have a good one. If you want, I'll get you lunch, but Maybe after a margarita or two. Now,
it's a late lunch.
But I'm being nice. I'm offering. Hey.
I'll take some. If
Yeah,
you're offering, I'll
get
take
you
it.
some. By the way, I want to tell you something. I mentioned Herschel Walker. I wanted to remind somebody. Somebody started telling me all these Herschel Walker things, and you're right. He was bad. He was a black belt. He's in everything. Also, want to remind you, not only Herschel Walker how dope he is, he ran over for his first college touchdown the mighty Bill Bates, the Vols superstar and 3-time Super Bowl champ with the Dallas Cowboys. Just a little sidebar because a lot of people were texting about Herschel. Now, I also wanted to bring this up. Dontari Poe making waves, former Memphis Tiger. That's right. Did you hear what he's saying? He's taking on Jerry Jones, saying, hey, you speak on everything. I'm right now telling you right now, I might not. I will kneel for every deadgum anthem until you speak. Even if you do speak, I might kneel. But Dontari Poe, a former Memphis Tiger, calling out his boss and telling him, hey, it's time for you to speak on social injustice. Quit hiding. Quit sitting out on your yacht, chilling, drinking a martini with a bunch of ladies. It's time to come out and talk, son. Congratulations, Dontari Poe. Now, if Dontari Poe was talking to me, I'd be kind of scared. He's a big dude. I'm sure you remember him when he was at Memphis. Now, that defense could be nasty. That offensive line could be nasty. That team could be nasty. Jerry Jones, you might want to speak because you don't want to cause any problems if the team actually gets to play. But I want to ask you, is there a bigger elephant in the room than even Jerry Jones not speaking? Hell yeah, it's COVID-19, y'all. And we're not talking about it. I mean, Zeke Elliott's had this. We've had players out the frizzame have this. And I don't even know what to say. They're taking it serious in the NBA. They're in a bubble. They got magic bands. They got magic rings. They got things that can't make you 6 feet apart or they're going to beep. But you know what? I think it's all about the Lakers. Dwight Howard's going to play. He's joining his team today. He says he's giving his whole salary to the Breathe Again initiative. Speaking of all kinds of things like that, I do have to also say Patrick Mahomes told this to reporters. Why'd you leave so much money on the table? Because a lot of people say you should have taken a 3-year deal. You would have made more money. He said a $5.3 million contract extension, one that I fully plan on finishing and getting all the money. I will make plenty of money for my family and future generations. He also said my dad, Pat Mahomes Sr., former MLB pitcher LaTroy Hawkins, both told him to sign the long-term financial secure deal because, 1, you aren't broke. 2, the security now with $140 guaranteed million. Even God forbid you tear up that golden arm of yours. You ain't got to work a day the rest of your life. It's still $140 million. And you know what, LaTroy Hawkins? You know what, Pat Mahomes Sr.? You know what? You damn right on that one. It's $140 million guaranteed dollars. Congratulations to Patrick Mahomes. Now, Lamar Jackson had to cancel his 2-day Florida beach party. You know why? Because it's in Florida, yo. Have you not noticed they're having an average of 11,000 hospitalizations a day? 11,000 new cases. Do you know that the only state that's beating Florida, and this is a bad thing to actually be beating Florida, I think is Arizona. Am I right? Isn't Arizona the only one beating them? I think so. It was either them or Texas. I can't remember. It was one of those other states. But hey, let me tell you something. You don't want to be number 1 in COVID cases a day, if you know what I'm saying. That's kind of a bad thing. So I want to ask you something. Do you think John Harbaugh is at least happy with Lamar Jackson's decision to cancel this? And he's kind of now over with the whole jumping over, almost blowing out his knee, jumping over a wave runner or whatever those things are called. Oh, man. The world is crazy, but we got teams reporting to the bubble. We got sports time coming up next. For Gabe Kuhn, I am John Harden. Y'all get out there, make this world a better place. I'll see y'all on the flip side. Peace!